From what we all have seen and heard from Bethesda, a lot of people are leaning in one of two ways. Whether that be completely blown away from the amount of content or a little apprehensive about what they are actually getting. It is pretty clear that fans are torn between the two and are looking for information that will tip the scale in Starfield's favor. That is what brings us here today, where we will get a little more news on the release window and some favorable quotes from playtesters of the game. And what is up guys, Andrew from the Denmen here, and today we'll be taking a look at the latest Starfield information to possibly help ease the minds of some of the more apprehensive fans out there. If you are excited, make sure you hit that like button and comment on what you want to see from Starfield. With that being said, we have a lot to go over, so get comfy, relax a little, and let's get right into the video. A lot of us are on the edge of our seats to hear more about Bethesda's next big game, Starfield, and the good news is from everything we have heard, we will not have to wait long. According to multiple sources that cover Xbox news, we will be getting a Microsoft showcase that highlights games from ZeniMax, Forza, and more. What could this mean, you ask? Well, ZeniMax being the parent company to Bethesda Game Studios and others out there, we will be seeing release dates and more information on some of their big games coming out this year. That includes Starfield and Redfall. The thing is though, rumors are pointing to Starfield missing out on this, and it is more focused on Redfall and Forza. This is a little odd to me because if Starfield was your big game of 2023 and coming up very soon, then why not give us at least a release date at this event? None of this is confirmed though, so at this point we will all just have to wait and see. All signs are pointing to a showcase similar to that of the Nintendo Directs to highlight a few of Microsoft titles we will be getting. If this were to be true, I'm glad they're going with this approach moving forward because we will be seeing more news much faster than once or twice a year. On top of that, we have even more information on the release window for Starfield with something that a lot of people wouldn't usually be looking at. If we take a look at the Starfield support page and go a little deeper into the release date section, we can see that Starfield is said to be coming out in the first half of 2023. This might not be news on the surface, but this is just more confirmation that we will be getting it very soon. Think back to all of the speculation that Starfield will be seeing another delay because of the lack of news on the game. Then we see this on the Starfield page. This only further cements that Starfield will be releasing in the first half. Now this doesn't for sure mean that we won't be seeing it get delayed yet again, but from the looks of it, when the official publishers of the game double down on it, the date is locked in and we'll be releasing right on schedule whenever that may be. This is only backed up more by the rumored Microsoft showcase, with Xbox and Bethesda really saying Starfield is full steam ahead and they will be ramping up marketing on it very soon. I know that we are here to talk about the latest on Starfield, but another game that has gone hand in hand with Starfield is actually Redfall. Whenever you hear release date info on one of these titles, it usually occurs for both. All the way back when Starfield got delayed, Redfall did as well, and the story continues for these big AAA titles. They are inevitably releasing in the same window of the first half of 2023, but now the question is when? Well, it looks like the rumor mill is surrounding Redfall here with a potential release date of early May, with some form of early access period to the game. This is interesting to hear because this could also help us map out when Starfield will actually launch. We'll get back to that in just a second though, because I assume that just about everyone believed that it will be arriving sooner, potentially in March. It was easy to see that Starfield would likely be coming out after Redfall. Now this doesn't rule it out entirely, but if this were the case, then they would basically be launching at the exact same time. This could mean a lot of different things though, with this rumored showcase to shed a lot of light on these games. As we have heard, it doesn't look like Starfield will be making an appearance at this Direct, which would be a little strange if Starfield was actually launching before Redfall. That doesn't give a lot of time for Bethesda to actually market the game and get it through the pre-order stage if, let's say, it takes Redfall's place in that March window. So it's a little tricky at the moment with them at this point likely releasing very close to each other. It doesn't rule it out completely though, because Todd has said on numerous occasions that he likes those short marketing campaigns for games. Starfield does seem like one of those games that could go weeks without anything, and then out of nowhere, it just gets that one little piece of info and hype is back on for the game. The question is whether Xbox will let this happen, because even though it is a possibility that it releases a lot earlier than we all expect with a short marketing campaign, this is still one of, if not Microsoft's biggest flagship game, so the risk of losing out on some potential fans could always be hanging over their heads. There is another more likely scenario in my opinion, where Redfall and Starfield release very close to each other, with Redfall going first. Starfield was initially going to launch in November of 2022, but as we all know, was delayed to the first half of 2023. If it were to release in March or even earlier, that would only give it about 4 months of extra dev time, and to me, when they delayed it, it would just seem that they would need more time than that. From what we all had heard and saw, Starfield release date was set in stone until it wasn't, so it stands to reason that a May or June launch would be coming. If Redfall were to release in May as well, that would be dangerously close to Starfield, which seems a little strange. The same thing happened with Forza and Halo Infinite when its free-to-play multiplayer came out, and it seemed like it completely wiped out the conversation of Forza. It could be happening here again with Redfall and Starfield, but until we know for sure, we will just have to wait and see. The reality is, we just don't know what to expect at this point, and we as fans need to keep an open mind on when we'll be seeing both Starfield and Redfall. We have one last tiny bit of news, and some might not even see this as something that big. It was revealed that playtesters for Starfield have been blown away by the size and depth of the game, and have exceeded all expectations. According to the rumors, Starfield is far bigger than any other Bethesda game by a large amount, and that's not just in the planets. This isn't the first time that we've heard that Starfield is on another level with its size. Even when we take a look at dialogue lines, it completely beats out both Fallout 4 and Skyrim with over 250,000. From what we have heard from these playtesters, everything has been extremely positive and may be a sign of things to come. Even players who were a bit apprehensive about the game have been completely blown away by it. Could this mean that we are seeing yet another great Bethesda title similar to the likes of Skyrim or Fallout 3? Possibly. It is tough to know for sure without getting our hands on it, but it does give a vote of confidence for the game, in my opinion, that is trending in the right direction and could be a lot of what we all hope for. I don't think this needs to be blown out of proportion either, because it is easy for expectations to go so high for a game just to be let down by it when it releases, even if the game was good. Personally, I will be going into Starfield with an open mind to find the good and the bad of the game and make my own opinions on it. Starfield is still a little ways away though, but this is a good step in the right direction. At this point though, we need to take all of this with a grain of salt, because until the showcase is officially confirmed and we get our hands on the game, it could all mean nothing. All of these rumors do show that stuff is coming eventually, even if we already didn't know, and it is just a matter of time before we finally get that big reveal. Hopefully we do get to see Starfield at this rumored Microsoft showcase, and we can finally get that elusive release date we've all been waiting for. Until then, make sure you stay tuned with all of the latest news on Starfield. But that is all for me now though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment any videos you want to see in the future, and I'll see you all next time.